guys, Martin here, coming to you with my final reveal for the Eduard BF109E-3 Messerschmitt Weekend Edition 1/32 scale. There's the box. It's kit number 3402. And for those of you that have been following this build series, you'll know that at the beginning, when I was doing the internal assemblies, that there were some problems. So as usual, I'm going to discuss value for money for this kit and would I recommend it, who would I recommend it to. It's definitely, as you're aware, it's definitely not a kit for the beginner, and for the intermediates, it's definitely one that requires some patience. And if you don't have any patience, I obviously wouldn't recommend it at all. The cost of this kit was $36. And for that, you're getting an engine, you're getting the DB601 Daimler-Benz engine fitted to the bulkhead and firewall, which is all on display. And it gives you the option to display that with the engine cowlings removed, or you can build it with the engine cowlings closed and not display the engine at all. Now, if you take the second option, for $36, it's not worth the money at all, because you're paying that extra cash for those internal assemblies. And if you go that route, if you just want to build the plane without showing an engine, I highly recommend the newer Revell 1/32 scale kits that are $24, which makes this Eduard kit 50% more in cost. And if you're going to display the engine, my question, as you can see from my build reviews, is do you really want to go through all the hassle that I had to go through just to fit an engine? And it was a lot of work to do for 50% more money. Now, I have a feeling that Eduard designed the internal assemblies and manufactured them as a scaled down version of the actual engine and bulkhead. In other words, it's an accurate scaled down version of the actual DB601 engine. And that being the case, we know that at 32nd scale we have cowlings on plastic molded cowlings that are 1 millimeter thick. Now, scaled up 32 times makes those cowlings 32 millimeters thick, which is a lot more than they are in reality. So I think that's where the problem probably lies, is they've scaled the engine accurately and you're trying to fit cowlings around it to keep the external dimensions accurate, and it just doesn't work. Now, what I'd say to Eduard is, forget the rivet counters, those that get the micrometers out and the vernier scales to measure the width and lengths of the engine dimensions, and concentrate more on the majority of the demographic that buy these kits. And what I'd do if it was my manufacturing company is I'd scale the engine down a little bit. If you only scale the engine down by 0.5 millimeter a side, 1 millimeter total, are you going to notice that? No, not unless you get your rivet, not unless you get your scales out and you've got an engineering drawing giving you the exact dimensions of that engine. How many of you can tell me right now what the width of the engine is and what the length of that engine is? I can't, not without looking at an engineering drawing. So forget what the rivet counters are requesting, accuracy. Scale the engine down by 1 millimeter on the sides and on the length. Increase the engine cowling, the width of the body of the aircraft by 1 millimeter and the length by 1 millimeter, and you've gained those 2 millimeters that I struggled with, having to file everything down to make it fit in both directions, X and Y. So that's my recommendation. So anyway, overall, once you get through that headache trying to fit the engine, it looks like a nicely detailed kit if you've got the patience to do all that, and it looks nice overall when it's completed. But I wouldn't want to go through that again, not for that price, not for 50% more than the Revell kit. And I'm sure Revell could include an engine in their kits, scaled down version. We won't bother about the 1mm discrepancies, and charge $5 more than what they charge now for the kit that doesn't display the engine. I'd pay $29, sorry, for a Revell kit that includes the engine, rather than the $25 you pay without the engine displayed. So that's just my personal opinion, my feelings about it for anyone watching this that are trying to decide whether to go for this Eduard kit or a Revell kit. And definitely do not buy the Eduard kit if you have no intentions of displaying the engine whatsoever. It's a waste of money. It's 50% more than the Revell kit. So that's it. I'm not going to waffle on anymore, guys, and I'll let you get on to see the slideshow. Hope you enjoy it. Tally-ho, chocks away.
This is the BBC Home Service. Here is the news. In the House of Commons this afternoon, the Prime Minister, Mr. Churchill, said, "What General Weygand called the Battle of France is over. The Battle of Britain is about to begin."
Ich begrüße Sie im Namen der 2. Luftwaffe, Herr General.
Danke, Kirchhoff. Mein lieber Fink. Herr General Milch. In Ordnung? Alles ist fertig, Herr General. Es kann losgehen. Bitte, meine Herren, dann vorwärts.
Wache! Stillstand! Seil straff halten. Dreht weiter, Jungs, los, dreht weiter. Hier, klar. Aha! Technisches Personal.